Hey book nerds, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Sydney. I share book related content, reviews about books that I have read that are pretty popular, different books that I am reading, and do different book challenges. If you have any ideas for videos that you would like to see, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you're new here, introduce yourself. Don't forget to also like and subscribe to the channel, and I cannot wait to get to know you and to share a love of books with you. So today I'm going to go through my May TBR, and I'm super excited because May is going to be a fantastic reading month. I've got a lot of books on queue, ready to read and enjoy and to broaden my literary horizons, so you might say. I have some that were popular when I was a kid. I didn't read a whole lot as a kid, so I've got a couple in there that I'm super excited about that are on the way and in the queue ready to go. And then I also have some that are the continuations in series, and I have some that are either standalones or the first in a series that I have not started yet. So we are going to go ahead and go through all of them. I'm going to kind of split them up as they go. So let's go ahead and start with the series that I'm going to be continuing in. Okay. So last month I read The Hunger Games, and then I'm currently listening to Catching Fire. So I'm going to be continuing my dive into the Hunger Games universe by listening to Mockingjay and The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So these two I'm both planning to have done by the end of May. I have them in my Libby app, and so these are just going to be a great continuation of one of the most beloved series from my teenage years, that as I listen to them, the more I wish I would have gotten into them more and actually enjoyed them. So super excited, better late than never. I want to finish reading all of them and then watch the corresponding movies and kind of have like a movie marathon weekend with the Hunger Games world. So these two are pretty high, like forward on my Libby. So these will probably be some of the first that I read in the month of May. So throughout this video, I will let you know if I'm going to listen to them. These are audiobooks, so I will listen to them. I still count that as reading. I say this every time I talk about audiobooks. That's a hill I will die on. Audiobooks count. You get the same content, just in a different methodology. So audiobooks count as reading. So these two I will be listening to in the month of May. Okay. Now the next one, super excited about because I love this book so much. I physically read it the first time. I'm going to listen to it this time around, and so it's a reread of The Perfect Marriage. And why am I doing a reread of The Perfect Marriage? Because The Perfect Divorce came in, and I really want to read this one ASAP. So this one I will physically read. I do not have an audiobook for it yet, so I will physically read that. It's also a very small physical read, so it's not going to take too much time. So I'm going to listen to this, make sure I don't miss any nitty-gritty details of it, and then I'm going to do this. This one I will definitely review in a later video once I finish reading it, and then I will likely do a deep dive into these books just to kind of see the Easter eggs that are in here that show up in here and all of the things. So because this is probably one of my first 5-star reads, especially in the thriller world. The Perfect Marriage is amazing. One of my friends is listening to it right now, and I'm like, girl, call me when you're done. We need to talk. So yeah, do not sleep on The Perfect Marriage. So these two are both going to get done in the month of May. Okay. So then following that, I'm going to listen to The Night is Defying. This is the sequel to The Stars Are Dying, which I have right here. I have recently listened to this one. I listened to this one, I think, in the month of March. It was a phenomenal book. I also love the beautiful edges. It's just also a pretty book. Like, look at that art. Look at that art. It is gorgeous. Like, if I got rid of the dust jacket, I would be perfectly content, because the actual hard case of the book is beautiful. So, this is the first in the series. I'm going to go into the sequel, which is this one, and I have the third one on pre-order. Hopefully I like this one as much as I like the first one, because I'm going to be really excited. The third one is also beautiful, but it's red instead of purple and gold. So super excited about that one. Ooh. Also, look how beautiful. We love beautiful art. Appreciate the art. So, super excited about this one. And to continue on the Nightfall Saga journey. So, we have The Night is Defined. Okay. So, I'm about 45% done. I'm doing the tandem read. So, I'm currently doing Empire of Storm and Tower of Dawn. That one I should be done with relatively soon. Probably within the next week and a half. I'll be done with the tandem read. And so it is on Audible. It is not on my Libby. So I will be listening to this one because Behemoth, look at that. It's so big. She thick. She thick. Why couldn't you have added like an extra 20 pages to me just to make it an even 1,000? Why? Come on, SJM. But yeah, so once I finish the tandem read and my next Audible credit loads, I will be listening to... I had to snap myself in the face. I'll be listening to Kingdom of Ash. This big chunker right here, which is the final book in the Throne of Glass saga, which I'm so sad about. I don't want it to be over, because I could never read it all for the first time again. So, super excited. After I read this one, I'll do a second half of the Throne of Glass series review, and then I will do one big series review. And then I might do a big Throne of Glass reread and do like a chapter by chapter breakdown of everything that's happening in the chapters for other video in the future. So this one, she thick. I'm super excited to finally know what happens at the end and what happens with Aelin and everyone else. So, according to Time, it's a worthy finale to one of the best fantasy book series of the past decade. So, hopefully this has done the entire Throne of Glass world justice, and I cannot wait to dive into her probably closer to the end of May. Okay, so those are all the continuations of series that I'm going through in the month of May. Now we have either the standalones or the first books in series that I will be starting in May. Everything that's in that pile other than The Perfect Divorce is audiobook, and so are these. I read very slow, so I will probably end up physically reading a lot more books, just depending on how long it takes me to get through the tandem read, which I'm currently reading on Kindle. So, a lot of these are going to be audiobooks. I listen to them all the time. But all of these, super excited to listen to. They're fantastic. So, we are going to start with one of my favorite young adult thrillers when I need something that's not going to be... It's going to be heavy, but it's not going to be like adulty, like Frida McFadden thrillers. Love Frida. One of her books that's on my shelf that I'm going to be prioritizing is The Housemaid. I also have The Boyfriend, and I love a good Frida. I love a good Geneva Rose, and I'm super excited for Holly Jackson's first adult thriller to come out versus a YA thriller, but no one does YA thrillers like Natasha Preston. Nobody. So I'm super excited to listen to The Dare by Natasha Preston. She has a habit. I think the least suspenseful cliffhanger was in The Party. All of the other ones, it ends. Like, if you've ever read Onyx Storm, like, you know how, like, you're reading Onyx Storm and then you, like, turn the page and you're like, why am I at the acknowledgements already? Like, what is happening? Like, how am I already here? How am I already here? Yeah, it's like you like, turn the page and you're like, what? That is most of the endings of her books. They are a wild ride. So I cannot wait to dive into another one of her YA thrillers. gonna listen to this one and we're gonna have a good time. Yeah. Okay. So, the following book, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know this is a very talented author. I'm going to be reading, and by reading I mean listening to, Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So, I'm so excited to dive into a new fantasy world, because I just love like all the fresh world building, and I cannot wait to dive into this one. I'm so excited to listen to it. Okay, the next one is I Need You to Read This by Jessa Maxwell. So this one is a thriller. There's a columnist that gets murdered. The main character applies for that job and ends up uncovering a bunch of stuff, trying to solve who killed her predecessor. Super excited about this one. And yeah, so go dive into that thriller. I'm going to listen to this one on Libby. Okay, so everyone who has ever read it has pretty much told me I have to read it constantly. So I'm super excited to dive on into Quicksilver by Callie Hart. So I'm going to listen to this one on Audible. It's fairies and war and nightmares and enemies to lovers and shadow daddies. So super excited. Do not touch the sword. Do not turn the key. Do not open the gate. So we're dive into Quicksilver. I cannot wait. I really hope I enjoy it as much as I think I will, because I know the second one comes out, I think sometime this year, if not early next year. So I'm super excited to dive into this one. And then last but certainly not least, we have Blood Over Brighthaven. So it definitely gives me like a Harry Potter, A Door in the Dark, like fantasy academia, like dark fantasy academia. Like this girl wants to be the first woman ever admitted to the High Magistrate at the University of Magic and Industry. Yeah, so this one is phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. It sounds like it's going to be fantastic. So, love a good magical university. So, we have Blood Over Brighthaven. That's going to be one of my books. So, the books that are on my May TBR, it's not an all-encompassing list of what I may end up reading. It was definitely not in the order that I am likely to read it in, but I am super excited about it, and I cannot wait to dive into all of these fun worlds and stories with you. And we will definitely recap them at the end of the month on what were some favorites, what were not, what emotionally got me, what books did I potentially DNF. Hopefully none of them, but you never know. You never know. So this is also not an all-encompassing list, because only one of these is not an audiobook. It's a physical book. Granted, I'm still working through a couple of physical books in the Throne of Glass series, which I'm optimistic about. But if I get through those, get through The Perfect Divorce, I've got quite a few other physical books that I am likely to read as I have time and as time allows. So super excited, and I cannot wait to finish all of these fun stories and dive into all of these great worlds with you. So again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you loved any of these books, leave a comment. If you want to give me a warning about any of them, go for it. Again, don't forget to also like and subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day and morning, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great night.